Hey everybody, welcome to episode 5 of We're Dying Down Here. I'm JP Leonard.
And I am hungover.
He's also Tyler Arceneaux, the very hungover. We'll talk about that later. And you're tuning in for our very special guests, Dave Stone and Geoff Tate, coming at you.
Let's go.
And we are back.
I do like how there's this theme to this podcast where we're sitting here and like literally 15 seconds after we're talking, you go, "We're back."
We're back.
As though we went anywhere.
That's what the real people do. We are here in the beautiful Club 337 inside the Doubletree in Lafayette, where we do majority of our shows on this stage. Tyler, what has been up?
Man, the holidays. I am so fat. I have been eating so much since we last talked. I am going on a hardcore diet.
Hardcore, guys.
I hate the term weight loss journey, but if you're a fan of our podcast and I don't start getting skinny, call me out in the comments. There's people saying hurtful things in the comments already. I need that to continue.
Yeah. Speaking of, thanks everyone for watching Mark Norman episode 4. What a great response. And then Mark reposted it because that's what he's famous for.
And it's already almost got more views than our video.
Well, yeah, he has 1 million followers. But he reposted on his page, his YouTube page. And boy, those little cave trolls are fun. So anyway,
we're gonna have to learn to not read the comments.
Yeah, not read. I can't read. So
there's some funny ones though. Somebody called us Bizarro Big J Okerson and Fat Tom Segura.
First of all,
which one's which?
I'm
definitely Big J.
Yeah. And first of all, Tom Segura wish he had my hairline. I wish I had his money and skill, but he wishes he had this hairline here, you know. So Mark Norman called it the best hairline in the business. Yeah.
I made a really bad joke about your. I'm not even gonna.
No, you might as well get it out, you troll.
I said this was bad, and honestly, it kind of ruined my 51st joke set. Because, you only have 2 minutes to do 51st jokes, and I chose to open it with, you were cooking people.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Every single person that came up here, JP was cooking them.
Light. I was sauteing them. It was very light.
And I just felt like you needed to get some seasoning on you. So, I tried. I threw together a quick little zinger. It didn't work. It was, you look like the kid from Stranger Things if he got a job. It just didn't hit because it's not true.
That little kid with the weird teeth?
It's the hair that I was trying to be like, if you let your hair go crazy, it might look kind of like that.
You should see me in the morning. It's pretty bad.
Is it curly? Is it real curly?
Oh, yeah. It's
so,
like, I look
that.
like everyone's aunt. It's just like a little afro, and it's
so my joke
curly.
was good. It's just nobody could see it. So, you know how comedy is.
Comedy. It's subjective. Moving on. What's been up with you, Tyler? Let's talk about why you're hungover today.
Oh my God. I'm not like a huge drinker. I know people.
I mean, he's huge. Thank you.
I know our listeners watch me, and I've always got a little drink here or something, but that's just to loosen me up. I don't like to get drunk.
Wet the whistle.
But sometimes the situation calls for it. And Stone Drunk Sober in Lake Charles called for it.
Boy.
What a crazy night.
First of all, sold out. First time brought Stone versus Drunk versus Sober to Lake Charles. Shout out to Lake Charles Comedy and Jacob Guidry and the people at Library Riot. What a hot show. I handled the hosting duties, and Tyler was on Team Drunk. And we started early, 2 hours early, went to a little place, had food and drinks. And when Tyler was shooting Fireball, I was like, it's going to be a night.
You probably never seen that. That's
no. Yeah, I've never seen that.
No, but I ordered a Fireball. Everybody goes, what? What's happening right now?
Who's this spicy daddy?
I wanted to make sure the spirit was with me. You know what I'm saying? You skipped the part where we went early to Lake Charles dilapidated downtown area to take headshots.
I wasn't going to tell anyone because the trolls, they will find us and they'll just,
they'll be like, look at these fat guys' headshots.
Like, yeah, we know. That's why we shoot from here up,
Our good friend Michael Corey from the First Five podcast.
Yeah.
He's taken an interest in photography.
Yeah.
And
well, he's always been doing that, but
right. But really just lately kind of getting into it. And, we were like, dude, come with us. We'll go out early, get some dinner, take some shots. We walked around town. We probably looked really cool carrying lights and camera equipment down Lake Charles.
Wow.
We had homeless people talking to us constantly.
Unhoused.
Yeah.
Unhoused people.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You know how homeless people care about what you call them?
Some of them are uncarded.
That's what keeps them awake at night.
Yeah. So we did Stone versus Drunk over there. Tyler got a little payout, and but I took care of everyone, got everyone home. Let's since we're on the subject Stone versus Drunk versus Sober, let's talk about the one we did 2 nights before New Year's.
Dude, yeah, that was incredible too. How many people we had in here?
We were pushing close to 200 people that night. Probably our biggest, easily our biggest pre-sale. I think our biggest amount. We were jam-packed in here. I did not host because Daddy took Team Drunk.
Yeah, and I hosted.
And you hosted, so we reverse roles, and I ended up pulling out the victory, the big V with Siamese
the
from
big
New Orleans.
vagina.
Oh, boy. And you threw me off on that one. Anyway, it was a great show. Again, no one's doing bad on these shows. If you're doing bad, then you are bad. But it was jam-packed. My kids sold merch. We had a great time. That was a hot show.
Let me ask you how you think I did as taking over. Because you've been doing Stone Drunk Sober since 2017 or 2018?
I think
5 years.
17, yeah.
Definitely 5+ years. And you've been the only host in the Lafayette version of the show. How do you think I did? Did I miss any beats? Do you have any pointers for me, Daddy?
You were mean as shit.
Dude, that was my goal.
So if you don't know, at the end, we bring up all comedians, and the crowd votes on the winning team, okay? And everyone gets paid the same. The only victory or a trophy you get is you get to come back the following month and just perform a set
open.
up top.
You don't even compete, so it's not like a winner stays on thing or nothing.
And so I do this a lot where I will go through and I'll do the voting, and if someone gets like very little, and usually it's like the second or third team, but if they get like very little response, I go, guys, thank you for playing. If you want to hang out or just leave now. And everyone's like, and Tyler's the first team. Get our team Stone. And it got very little. He goes, all right, get out of here, you losers.
We didn't even hear anybody else. Bruh. But it was so little, like...
It was so brutal, but you called them losers. Get out of here.
But then I was like, all right, trust me. And like whenever we did the noise for the second one, it was so much fucking louder. I was right.
Yeah.
But no, yeah.
I think they cried a little, but that's okay. That's fine.
Samantha Bednarz looked at me like,
yeah, like, ooh.
No, get out.
Who was her teammate, Ruben?
Yeah, Ruben Egan from
so,
New York City.
New York City, get a rope, please. So that was 2 Stone versus Drunks in a month. Lake Charles was great.
Everybody had a hot set last night in Lake Charles.
Yeah.
It was pretty incredible. That's the hottest I've ever seen that room.
Yeah, easily. Cool room. Jacob's bringing when I book people here, I'll hit up Jacob, say, hey, you're interested? We've done Jeff Dye, a few others, so he's bringing a few acts over there, and we're gonna probably make it like every 2 months. We'll do it over there, maybe 2 or 3 months just to see, and then if it takes off, then it may be another monthly thing. But it was phenomenal. So the night before Stone versus Drunk. Here we had Lisa Curry, who will be coming up in a couple episodes, and what a fun show! Cool.
The show was great. She was just so fun.
She opens for Jim Jeffries and writes for him. She's based out of L.A. She's got ties here, so it was kind of cool. She had a bunch of people she knew here. Yeah, that was really good.
Be on the lookout for that episode in about a month, probably.
Yeah. And then we had 51st Jokes here. They do it nationwide. This is only one of 2 places that took place in Louisiana. The other one's at the Big Couch in New Orleans.
Hell yeah.
The only approved 51st Jokes other than us.
Can I say?
Go for it.
Not that big of a couch.
No,
I know you haven't. Have you been there yet?
I haven't, but I've seen pictures. It's a medium couch.
You can't even fit everybody on the show on the couch. So, like, you take pictures of like the comedians out, you can't even see the couch.
It should be called Big Couch Plus Ottoman. All right. But we did 51st jokes here. I set up this table on the stage because, like, we had, 40-something comedians. I didn't want to
because he didn't want to walk.
Yeah, I was done with walking. And but I just set up, like, a judge and jury, and it was fun. I had a timer, and I wasn't too mean. I was pretty nice.
No, you
nice
were
zingers.
good. Yeah.
But that was fun. So, yeah.
How do you think some of the locals did?
I thought there was some really good... Put it to you this way: the people who put in work had really good sets. The people who didn't do work, same thing. Yeah. And it's when I don't know. There was a couple goofballs who should never be on the stage again. Not just local, just whoever came. But I would say 95% of the show was really, really funny.
Yeah.
And it was
my favorite comedian of the night was probably Black Market Coin Wallet.
Anyway, let's go to our sponsor.
You
remember how I edited the other name you said in a previous episode? I'm just going to put a Black Market Coin Wallet right in front. Anyway, we had a few characters who came to the show, so that's fun. But the audience was great. Everyone loved it. It was fun. And, it's just rolling comedians through. So
not the biggest crowd, but a free show on a Thursday night. I mean, you can't ask for much more. And a lot of the people who performed, they've never been on this stage before.
That's another thing, too. It's like that's for me, if I was them and going to a place I've never been on a stage, I'm like, I would, want to knock it out on both ends. But it's a great stage to be on. So.
Yeah, this is the place to be.
All right, well, let's get ahead to our interview, so those people need to scroll ahead. This was recorded the night we had the Goofball Run Comedy Tour. We had Ryan Singer, we had Gilbert Lawlin, which was episode 3, and now episode 5. This is Dave Stone and the wonderful Geoff Tate.
Not the lead singer of Queensryche.
Close.
A different Geoff Tate.
Queen's wrong.
Funny. All right, that's the one.
All right, we are here with Dave Stone and Geoff Tate.
Ooh,
welcome.
That's us.
Goofball Run Tour.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Goofy boys.
How are y'all?
I'm well. Doing well. How about you?
We have like the evolution of facial hair on this stage.
Yeah, look at this.
We should start a boy band.
Yeah, I'm glad we're diverse.
An all-boys band.
Yeah, there's not enough overweight.
We could be the
white
ZZ
bearded
Bottoms.
Comics.
Yeah, Lord, we look like we run a towing company.
Just 4 John Poppers.
All right, so Dave, I think this is number 6 time you've been in Lafayette.
That's too much.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
It feels like it might have been more, but
You need
yeah,
to
I'll
take
take,
longer
I'll
breaks.
take your word for it.
I was counting them, so there was JP's with Ryan and Andy.
Yep.
And then you came with James Austin Johnson.
Yeah.
And then you were here. We did the green room, and then we went to see Clutch that night.
That's right. I remember that.
And then you were here with Kyle.
Uh-huh.
And then you were here in this room by yourself.
Yeah.
And then now, so this is number 6.
I just keep coming back.
Yeah.
I just go where the boudin's at.
Oh, well. I saw your Instagram.
Yeah.
And Geoff, this is number 4.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
You want me going through them? I counted them all. All right, there was Sidebar of Poets, whatever that was. And then we did
Artmosphere.
With
Emma Arnold.
So those two were with Emma.
The Artmosphere was here.
And the first one, Laura Sanders came out. And then, and then Artmosphere was the second one because after they almost had a fight.
Yep. Shout out to Ken Edwards.
Shout out to Ken Edwards. And then you came through the beer garden by yourself.
Yeah.
And then now this. So it's been a while, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. So,
Geoff, you were the first national touring comedian I opened for.
Oh, wow.
I had you in my bio for a while.
There you go.
Oh, incredible.
Dave replaced you.
That's
I took out
that's
Dave
fair.
for Chris Kattan, so it's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We're about the same.
That's worse.
Yeah.
Jesus, why'd you downgrade
A
your
lot,
bio?
a lot of people confuse myself with Chris Kattan.
Yeah.
Hey, do your little monkey act out.
Mango.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a joke, guys. Yeah.
I had to take Jeff out of my bio because people kept going, you opened for that guy from Queens, right?
Yeah.
Are you,
Just don't answer. Let them think what they want.
all right, so Dave, let's start with you. What's been going on besides the new special came out a couple months ago?
Yeah, special's been out for about 6 months. It's
Nice.
doing well, I guess, relatively speaking. The numbers are good, I guess. I don't know.
Pack a lunch.
Yeah, pack a lunch on YouTube. But yeah, just that and podcast. I've been doing the podcast with my wife, the Stonebergs,
Yeah.
and Boogie Monster with myself and Kyle Kinane's on hiatus right now.
Yeah.
Just taking a break. But yeah, just loving life.
Still in L.A.?
Yeah, still in L.A.
Still got the Subaru?
Got the Subaru, drove it cross country here.
Yeah.
We're in the Subaru in this little run. So, yeah, we really crammed ourselves in there today. Today is the first time all 4 of the goofballs were in the Subaru together. So we're
From New Orleans to Lafayette?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So
We need to sell a bunch of merch.
Yeah.
Free up some
Or
space.
we're going to sell a Subaru.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
you could sell, or you could buy just some of my stuff. Like whatever frees up some space.
Yeah.
I packed too many hoodies.
Yeah, I sell you my suitcase and convert that to just a trash bag. So
Nice.
whatever. But
I'll
yeah,
sell
things are
I'll
good.
sell the suitcase.
How was the drive over? Did y'all like crossing all that water?
Oh yeah, I always like
It's a
it.
big bridge, right?
Yeah, it's
like
always confusing.
just bridge, a little bit of no bridge, then bridge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know how they do that. I'm not an engineering whiz, but just when there's that many miles of bridge, it's just like, well, I trust they know what they're doing.
Yeah, how far down do they put the things to make it not
Deep.
move?
Yeah,
be
I have no
deep.
idea,
Like,
but it's deep
gotta be
because
It's
like
got to be all the way down.
the water level's like at the lowest right now, so it's pretty
Yeah, I
crazy.
think about how
so.
uncomfortable I am just on this chair. Like,
Yeah.
The worst is when you get stuck, like, because there's always accidents, and I've been stuck on there 2 or 3 hours, and it's just you just get the vibration.
Yeah.
Everyone, it's pretty.
That used to have. There's a 76 into Philadelphia. It's just 2 lanes each direction with. There's like a long stretch, like a couple miles between exits for a little bit. And if something happens there, you're just on it.
Yeah.
For it. Like I've sat there, like
You're done.
I've left, like I used to work at a bar, and would take that highway back to my apartment. And there were times when I would just watch the sun come up on the fucking interstate.
People here, there's videos you can see on the news of people get out and they have a fishing pole and they fish off the side of the bridge
Yeah,
and pull
that's-
up like catfish and stuff.
Yeah,
So.
pass the time.
Did you get to stop at your place in Baton Rouge?
Oh, absolutely.
I knew it.
Shout out to Baloo's Cajun Cuisine.
All right.
My favorite restaurant in the country.
And y'all did cochon and or butcher?
Yeah, I did Cochon Butcher about 4 times in 48 hours. We did Pesh.
Yeah, I saw
Threw
that.
down at Pesh.
Haven't been there.
On the way into town, stopped at Billy's.
Yeah.
Got some of that boudin.
That's it. You
Boudin.
killed
You just got to like give up.
Boudin. Yeah.
Boudin.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
the N at
Yeah.
the end.
No,
Yeah. Boudin.
not that end.
Uh-huh.
No.
But I'm
give up.
taking them back there tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't think any of
Okay.
them have been there, but I got to get that the fried boudin ball with the
pepper
with the
jack,
pepper
right?
jack cheese.
Yeah.
One of the best snack items I've ever
Ever.
had.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, Shane Torres, every time he's here, I have to like give him a variety pack.
Yeah. It's your
Yeah.
daily calories for like 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a special thing. So
I got a place for you we'll talk about tomorrow. But
Okay.
I'll say it, Laura Two's.
Okay.
It's a soul food place.
Oh, yeah, that's been around
best
forever.
people, university, you need to.
Okay.
The stuffed turkey wing will change your life. So,
okay.
What's it stuffed with?
I don't know, goodness. Yeah, stuff. Stuff.
with
you know?
soul. Yeah.
I'm gonna need more info.
Yeah. I don't.
Some sort of dressing,
I'm sold.
Yeah,
You know, like
seasoning, yeah.
rice and cornbread.
Yeah.
I don't like onions, so that really puts a hamper.
Yeah, you believe this? He won't eat anything with
That's-
onions on it.
No,
We're gonna
right.
struggle in Cajun country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with that Trinity. Yeah.
That's
so
okay.
he's just got the what would just 2 be in the parlance of
a
Trinity?
duo.
A
Just
duo.
dynamic
He's got the
duo.
duo
Yeah, you got the
instead
duo.
of the
You got the
Trinity.
bell pepper and the whatever else.
Celery.
Yeah, celery. Yeah. Thank you, Dave. For
Yeah,
being
yeah.
a Louisiana.
those are the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Trinity is
I don't like
green bell
any of
pepper,
those things.
onion, and celery. Well, yeah. Then
This is a godless man.
How do you feel about sticks? Yeah.
I like sticks.
All right, cool. We got you.
Yeah, Sail Away, fucking Renegade. Sticks is great.
Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm gonna cut that. Jeff, what's up with you, bud?
I moved to Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were in what? Oh,
So Cincinnati
okay.
forever.
I was gonna say Ohio. That's the same,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. So,
okay.
It's you just made it a little bigger.
Okay.
I zoomed in and you zoomed out a little bit. But no, I moved to Portland about a year ago.
Yeah, and I saw you. I think last time I can't remember where you were, but like I know you went on the road with Segura for a bit, and yeah. So
that's what I've been doing.
Tell him about your new friend. He's got all these famous friends now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say friend, but I've met like Tom and Jason Momoa have become friends. We met them in New Zealand. We were at the same hotel in New Zealand, and they ran into him. Like Tom was in the gym, and ran into Jason at the gym. And Jason was like, "Oh my God, we were watching your thing last night." And Tom was like, "I thought I was gonna start this conversation, but you did." And then he was like, "Come meet us at this bar." And so we go to this bar around the corner from the hotel, and he's just like posted up with his whole crew, and a couple bottles of his vodka, Melee vodka, which is fantastic. I'll shout that out. That's fucking good vodka.
Be a sponsor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're available in Louisiana, but they just added 3 more states in the Northeast: Connecticut, New Jersey. Some places are getting some good stuff, but it's solid shit. And he would just bring these bottles to the bar, and just like serve us this, and they're like, "We can't do that." And he's like, "Just do it. Come on."
Look at these biceps.
He's like, "What is the?" He just
Aquaman.
was like, "Find out what what's your most expensive vodka," and then just charges that rate, but give us this. And then we drank those bottles. I mean, there was 3 of us and like 8 of them, so 11 people finished 2 bottles pretty quick. And then he goes, "Hold on," and just goes back to his hotel and comes back with 2 more bottles. And then we just keep drinking it, and it's good stuff. And then I ran into him. We ran into him in New York a couple weekends ago, and had dinner at this little hole in the wall Italian place. It was really good. I had anchovies and what's the S one?
Sardines.
Sardines, yeah. Anchovies and sardines for the first time. I've never eaten one. They never seemed appealing.
He thought there were onions in them the whole time.
Yeah.
I just did it. You know, you hear about
onions with eyeballs.
You hear about like. I mean, my first introduction to anchovies is like from like cartoon cats and not eating them on pizza or whatever. Like it never, And so it was never something that came up. And then, anchovies and sardines is just kind of like a joke food. But it turns out that there's like good versions of it.
Yeah.
I put sardines in my chili.
Great.
All right.
Not as like a garnish, but in the recipe.
That's his secret ingredient.
Like I got turned
He doesn't know
on
a faster way to get salt in the thing. So he uses sardines.
Have you tried salt?
No, it's that umami.
Yeah.
You get
It's
that umami.
so good.
I
Yeah.
use dark chocolate and sardines to get the umami in my chili.
But then after that dinner, me and Tom went to MSG and saw Bill Burr do MSG, and we were all surprised, same as everybody in the building, because Burr's openers, we know that Josh Adam Meyers and Dean Del Rey, they're doing their sets, and so Dean's almost done. We think Bill's about to go on, and then just out of the shadows walks Dice.
No.
And we're like, fucking Dice is here?
What?
And then Dean wraps his set up right away. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, is a real treat. Andrew Dice Clay. We're like, what the fuck? You're going to watch Dice at MSG?
1994.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
It was so, like,
Do you follow his Instagram, Dice's?
no.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah?
Because he just goes up to random people and asks them if they want to, like, take a picture or autograph and everything. And they're like, what? Who are you? The one the other day, he had, like, a giant sweater. It would look like he had 3 hoodies on it as, like, a scarf. Right? You can see his head. And he's just like, people just walk. He's like, you like my scarf? And they're like, what? It's beautiful. It's comical.
Yeah, it was, that was definitely something to see.
Damn.
It was like, it was like seeing the Sex Pistols at CBGB's, but now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not then.
Not then,
But
now.
where
Yeah,
you're like, this is pretty cool.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Does he have like new nursery rhymes?
no, he didn't do any nursery rhymes.
All right.
He did do some. He did his Dice stuff, but he said something like fucking real wild, like talking to the crowd. Like he would say some like crazy Dice shit. And then he finished. He followed up with I don't talk like that no more. It was so funny. But it was brutal. He was like, with tits like that, you probably fucked that savage like a. And you're like, what?
Nice.
And then he goes, I don't talk like that no more. Like, what?
It's like he's having flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like,
He just
sorry, I went somewhere.
I don't fucking cuss no more.
Yeah.
It was a real. Yeah, it was a roller coaster.
It'd be great. He just started doing like real nursery rhymes. And no cursing.
He still has the cigarette, but he doesn't light it anymore. He just holds it. It's like
It's like
it was.
He's like a Neil
cool.
Hamburger now, you know. So with the cigarettes, it's the drinks, you know. Yeah.
They are the same.
I mean, it was just a whole night of like, I can't believe any of this is happening. Like, all I wanted to do was host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 20 years later, we're backstage at MSG watching Dice.
That's crazy.
That's dope.
All right, so back to Jason Momoa. Is he as good looking in person?
It's jaw dropping.
Damn.
Yeah,
What role are you gonna play in Aquaman 4?
the Trident. I just do this.
Hold me.
He just like he can one hand me, and I just got.
I'm a rock. And he's a grouper. Yeah,
I'm a rock. I'm not the rock.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be with my daughter in the theater, like I opened for that Trident.
Yeah.
No, he's great. He made a little hello video. I'm engaged to this lady, and she's got 2 boys, and they did not believe her when she was like, he's got to go. Like, he was like, I was talking to her, but I only had like 45 minutes in my room to get ready for this dinner. And but they called, and so I was talking to him, and then she was like, he's got to go have dinner. And they're like, why? Like, you know, they're 7, 8.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, so then she just drops the hammer. It's like, he's going to go have dinner with Aquaman. And they're like, that's not true. Aquaman's not real.
Yeah, that would blow your mind as a young
Yeah.
boy. It was like if my dad's friend knew Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the 80s, I would be like, no way. You know Commando?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You're that guy who fucked Khaleesi. Or need steak
I met the
with that
Junkyard
man.
Dog as a kid. That was,
What?
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
You said that's one of the few names you could have said from that general arena that I would have recognized.
He's from Louisiana.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
but-
yeah?
Yeah. So we used to have Mid-South Wrestling down here. And my mom worked for the police department, so she did all the schedules. So when we would come to town, whoever was going first, they would have to stop by my house and pick me up. And besides the people that worked there and the wrestlers, I was the first one in with the cops. And I would get in the ring, and that's how I learned, spoiler alert, wrestling wasn't real, because I was watching Terry Taylor and Kamala hang out. And I was like, they can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, they're enemies.
Yeah.
And then I went backstage, and like I remember like seeing the Rock and Roll Express naked, you know, and I was like, I'm like 8, 9 years old. I'm like, you know. And then Ted DiBiase, that's right when he turned from a heel to good.
He was just $1,000 man.
Yeah.
He was saying
He was an upstart.
now he's Bitcoin man. But like I just like he stopped the interview, and I'm just watching it, and he's like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he just gave me 10 minutes of his time, and I was like, you know, it's like meeting, you know, your heroes when you're a kid.
What could he talk to a kid for about 10 minutes?
No, I did all the talking. He just listened.
I guess that's what I meant.
I was like, remember you said
how
Michael
engaging
P.S.
were you?
Hayes stood for Prissy Sissy? And he's like, yeah, kid. Yeah.
No, that's
So-
that's something Momoa does. When we were in New Zealand in that bar, they had one of those like garage door fronts, so it was just open to the street. And when we were in there, it was kind of insular, which is like the group. But he could if he would look out there, and kids will walk by and see him, and their just jaws would drop. And if he saw that, he would just walk away and go hang out with those kids for a little bit.
Oh, that's
amazing.
And just like
That's
get down to their like eye to eye and just
That's
you
changing
know,
for someone. Yeah.
give him a real experience. Like it was like you read like, and it seemed like it's like completely genuine. He has a real like joy about his.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, good on him. He deserves those abs. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he worked like he earned them.
Well, okay. You need to
I don't deserve them. I've done nothing to deserve those abs.
Matter of fact, quite the opposite.
Yeah,
I've done
I-
everything to not get abs.
Let's go back to Boonat.
I've done nothing to have dinner with him.
Yeah.
This like my friend is friends with him.
Yeah.
That's all that is. Like
So let's go back to the theme of the podcast. You know, dying on stage. It doesn't have to be a bomb. It's just like let's say like the latest. When's the latest you really like just struggled on stage for whatever reason?
Like most recently?
like 1:30.
Something that stands out.
Like if I have to do it like at night, like how late at night?
No, what do you mean by latest? Like recently? Or?
No. Latest like recent shows.
Oh, okay.
Like 2 a.m.?
Damn. Okay. No, I get it.
No, not time. Like
I understand now.
Yeah.
probably a few months ago in Savannah, Georgia. I did the Wormhole, and it was a decent crowd in terms of volume, but it was just, you ever have those sets where you feel like, oh, are y'all in the wrong place?
Yeah.
What did y'all think was going to happen tonight?
Yeah, we call them daiquiri shops here.
Yeah. I don't know if it was a bomb, but it was just one of those where I just wasn't having fun.
Yeah.
It was just, and then I do this thing where after a few minutes, if it's one of those, then I become not adversarial, but a little more aggressive than I might normally be. And just, I don't do crowd work or anything. Like, I didn't roast anybody, but just kind of this overall sense of disdain for the audience.
Was it one of those situations where you felt like you were interrupting their night or something?
Yeah, it was
It's
like everybody
what did I do to y'all?
gathered to shoot pool or something, and then I interrupted. And it's like, I get that at like an ambush show, you know, a free show at a Mexican restaurant. The crowd's like, what's going on? But like, this is
setting up a fucking nerd setting up a PA.
Yeah, this is a ticketed show. Nobody's in here for free. Everybody paid.
That's the worst.
And then I know I'm not a huge draw or household name, but like, what were you expecting?
Yeah.
And it was just literally just where they just look at you like, what's he doing? And I'm like, and it's not like I'm super alty or doing anything really unorthodox. It's like, I'm just doing my set, and you guys seem upset about that.
That was in Savannah?
Yeah.
Is that one where you're just like, I'm just doing my time? Like, I'm looking like 45 or whatever you're doing, you're like, and I'm gone? Or do you just kind of...
No, because, well, maybe my first instinct might be that, but after a while, like I said, when I kind of I switch gears into kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, but just a little more surly than I might normally be, and then I almost have fun with it.
Yeah.
Then I almost embrace it, like, you know, fuck you. Like, you're not, I don't give a shit. Like, I mean, I do, but like, you're not going to make me wrap up early. Yeah. That's one thing. Like, I learned that early on coming up in Atlanta. Like, I am not bailing on a set either with time or with my effort. You know, like I said, my attitude might change, but I'm not going to phone it in, and I'm not going to cut it short. Like, fuck you. You know, I'm up here. You're not. Deal with it. But yeah, it was just, well, and two, it's that same thing we all experience where like, this exact same set crushed last night.
Oh, God,
worst. And maybe the night before. So what the fuck is your problem?
You just want to be like, you don't deserve this.
Yeah.
Y'all don't deserve this.
So those sets can be fun, and it is a different muscle that you get to exercise of like, you know, and I talked a lot about that with other comedians too, as far as like performing. I'm just now at that level where I'm starting to draw a very small crowd who is there specifically to see me. And that's fun, and that's good for your ego. But too much of that doesn't necessarily make you a better comic. Like, every now and then those shows like I'm describing are good because it's like, oh, I have to, like, really work. I have to really earn it.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you guys aren't having fun even though you paid to be here? Well, let me figure out a way to make this work to some degree. So, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, it was just one of those shows where it was like, you guys suck.
Damn. All right. Jeff?
But thanks for coming to the show.
Yeah.
Those who did, if you're listening to this.
I put him out of my head so fast that I don't. I mean, I couldn't tell you how it went last night. To, like, perfectly honest. I think it went okay. But I don't know. Like, as soon as I'm done, I don't care anymore. Mm-hmm. I remember, like, it tends to be like places that I have crossed off the list. That, like, I just won't go back to anymore. Like, and then other like, I remember opening for like the Chinaman.
Oh, and, I've opened for Chinaman.
It's China Person.
Yeah.
No, it is not. That's not how he says it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what's on the
like
fucking website.
Guy Fieri did comedy. Like, he's got strong Guy Fieri vibes.
Wow.
Mixed with like Road
I'll
Warrior
be
Hawk.
honest.
Is he a China?
He's got Guy Fieri vibes. He's got Guy Fieri vibes in the way that, like, when everybody just hated Guy Fieri, that should have been a hit. Like,
a lot of
Guy
flames.
Fieri never deserved the hate that he got.
Oh,
he just was like
he
kind
didn't
of
do anything wrong.
I mean, he was just like a guy that likes to fucking eat greasy food and figured out how to make a job out of it, and good for him. It's one of those things where you just don't have to watch it. Like, if you don't care for it, then that's fine. But the fact that people hated him seemed dumb. But this guy, but I can't count, like, I never did well.
Yeah.
But it's a 2-man show because he's gonna do an hour and 20 minutes or whatever. So I do 10. So I do 7 to 10
Is
or
he a
whatever.
draw?
And yeah. So every show was sold out.
Where is this? What
this
area?
was in
Comedy Zone.
No, I've never worked a weekend at a Comedy Zone.
Bless your heart.
The only Comedy Zones I've ever worked were with Jake Johansson. Although one of those did go badly, but that was because an Amber Alert went off during the show.
Yeah. Well, they overpromise. Every show starts with, "Are you ready for the funniest night of your life?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's an Amber Alert.
Yeah, and here's some jock jams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, hey,
Got my
comic,
playlist.
you're getting paid $400, but you're going to collect $900, and you got to send us $500 check.
Jesus Christ.
Y'all know about that racket, right?
No.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get myself in trouble. I don't want to
Save that for episode
I don't want
2.
to alienate myself
It
from
almost,
the comedy
it almost
zone.
sounded like a rebate.
Here, write
what
that.
you
Right,
described.
just text it to me, and I'll say all of it.
No, that's what they would do.
I can continue not working for the Comedy
Yeah.
Zones. I don't.
Same.
Are they like trying to punk grandmas or something?
I started working for the Comedy Zone
I
back in
prefer my
2008.
comedy. I prefer my comedy man to man.
I'm not exaggerating at all. Most of the shows, they would say, all right, you're getting paid this, but you're going to collect this, and you need to mail us a cashier's check. And I just told them, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not your fucking cash mule. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but it's
yeah.
something is shady.
It's like the Sobel grift without. But you have to do half of it. You have to be the one that fucks yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And
Because
one time,
like I did one of those like me and Singer did one of those college gigs for Sobel once, and
rest in peace.
the
by way.
lady who ran it was like. It was like it might have been their first or second one, and she tried to give like she was like trying to like how do we give you the money, whatever. It was like writing out a check, and the check was for like $2,500. We're like, hang on, I get whatever. I got like 3, and we each got 3 or whatever. And she's like, oh, we paid $2,500 for the show. I was like, okay, so now we know for sure what's going on. This guy jams you up, lowballs us.
Yeah.
So he made $1,900 for sending out 2 text messages.
Yeah.
And then that was it. He was done. But in your situation, they actually would give you that whole check, and then you have to send them.
Yes. And one time I
So
kept...
that puts you on the hook for all that money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's a
Like,
tax.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
I-
washing the books.
Yeah, and I kept it for like 4 months one time, and they got all upset. And I was like, "Dude, you can't give a broke comedian an extra $500 and think that he's going to make a beeline to the post office. Like, go fuck yourself. I'm not your cash mule."
Yeah, it's like, what's our drink situation? Unlimited.
Yeah, sure.
Someone's passing
Yeah,
out.
I'll go to the post office with this envelope to send to you on the day I go to the post office, which is April 15th. It's the only other time during the year where I ever have to go to the post office, and you will get yours sent that day as well.
Yeah, and that money's spoken.
Yeah, and there was no, do you mind doing this? Or, hey, let me explain. I know this sounds weird. It was just like, this is what you do.
Yeah.
And I'm, when you first start working the road, you just take any gig you can get. And I was like, okay. But then after a while, you're like, why am I doing this? Something's not adding up here. But I don't know if they still do that, but hey.
Well, I'm going to pay y'all $100,000 tonight.
But we got to give you back 100,000.
99,000.
500. It's not a good deal.
$997.
Rebate
So-
comedy.
All right, so we got a show to do. So I guess let's wrap it up. Dave, tell us where we can find you and all that.
I'm on Instagram at _Dave Stone. There's a few Dave Stones in the entertainment business out there that beat me to the punch. There's a magician. There's a preacher. So I'm just at _Dave Stone. Stoneberg's podcast every Wednesday. You can check that out. And got a new thing called Dave's Kitchen on Patreon.
Yeah.
Where I cook. I show you how to cook. So it's a good time.
Best biscuits in the game.
I make a solid biscuit. I make, in any other region of the country, I make a very good gumbo. I'm not going to come to Southwest Louisiana
respectful of you.
and start
Yeah.
talking about how good my
Not
gumbo
a lot of
is.
people have
you know.
the awareness to do what you just did.
Yeah, no, I respect. I know where I'm at.
All right.
and I
You just keep eating a boot
yeah, and I love where I'm at. And by the way, Cajun food, absolutely my favorite cuisine. These guys are going to get sick of it here pretty soon, but yeah,
Soon?
anytime I'm in Southwest Louisiana, it's game on. So
Jeff, you?
I'm on Instagram at Geoff Tate. It's the only one I got I didn't have to do something to.
Yeah.
So I just have my name, and I have a website, JeffTateComedy.com.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thanks for
being here.
having us,
Yeah,
fellas.
looking forward to a good
Perfect.
show.
good times.
All right. Are these?
All right, and we're back.
Geoff Tate, Dave Stone.
Man, good dudes. Let me just say, like, Dave Stone, he shouldn't move here. He loves Cajun food so much. He talks about it. His favorite restaurant in the world is in Baton Rouge, Blues. He eats his way through this town. He went to Mother's last time. After that show, he's eating Johnson's. I mean, we sent him everywhere. Billy's. I think he's eaten Billy's and Best Stop twice while he was here in 2 days.
He don't drive down I-10 without getting some boudin balls from Billy's.
Yeah, he still has a heart that works. I don't know how, but it's probably his 6th or 7th time. I think we said it in the thing, but yeah, good dude. And then Geoff Tate, this is number 4, and he's a killer dude.
Yeah,
such a unique stage presence too.
I told both of these guys, I told both of them this, but they were some of the first people I opened for that like made my bio. So it was really cool to get to interview them. Comedy's such a great thing, man. I feel so lucky to do this. I remember I had come back from comedy. I had come back from a long break, and at some point you started doing shows at the Beer Garden again. Or started doing shows at the Beer Garden, and I remember I went to you and I was like, JP, I came back to comedy. It's been about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. It was around 2017, 2018, and I was like, I'm pretty confident in my 10 minutes. If you see an opportunity for me to open up or do any showcases, let me know. And about a month later, you hit me up about Geoff Tate and open for him at the Beer Garden, and I was like, let's go.
Yeah, that was
number 1 for me, man.
Yeah, it's fun. Again, it's the focus of this podcast is, we're here in a non-comedy market. There's no major clubs in Louisiana. It's all independent things and in independent run rooms, and it's trying to survive doing comedy down here. And it's Lafayette has put Louisiana on the map for comedy.
No doubt.
It's ridiculous that, we outsell New Orleans and Baton Rouge, but it's just like, I don't know. I love comedy so much, and I'm like, in order for anything to work, you've got to give it 100%, and then and we get those knuckleheads hanging out with us, and then having a good time.
Hell yeah, man! Dave Stone, so funny too, man.
Yep.
Pack a lunch.
Pack a lunch.
Yeah, make sure to check out his special. Jeff's got CDs and albums out.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff.
got
Make sure you follow those guys. Man.
All right.
Anything else to say about them?
No. Is it time? It's time for Hack Watch. I don't know why this is our favorite segment.
It is.
It's just us bitching about the things that we hate, not in our group chat.
Yeah. I often wonder if the non-comedic listeners care about this part at all, but I will say that the comedy listeners we have, this is their favorite part too.
Yeah.
I
just want to say, if you think we're talking about you, we probably are.
I am.
Okay, I know you are.
Since you opted to not do a Hack Watch last week, I'd like for you to kick us off this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I was feeling good. And then I kind of ping-ponged on yours. I'm not even going to address trolls, whatever.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about delusional people.
Okay.
Delusional. Delusional comics.
Let's dive in.
So we always talk about, and you hear like the big comedians, like the people who want to fast track everything.
Shortcuts.
And some people deserve it because their talent's amazing. But the people who, how can I say this without giving too much away? The people who think just because you do something, you do a show, you're filming it, this is your breakout. The people who are your Instagram comics who've never done a show, but they've got X number of followers because they're probably fake, and then they're like, oh, I'm going to do comedy now, and I'm going to make it. I've had people send me messages, how do I get on a show? And I'm like, well, if I've never seen you before, or you don't know anyone who can give you a rec, then what I need you to do is send me a video. And I've heard people say, well, what if I'm too good for open mics or showcases? And like, I've got people who just want to go straight to headline. They want to sell out Club 337, and I'm like, do you know what that takes?
I got 4,000 Instagram followers. You think they're?
I got a filter on my face.
Wait, didn't somebody message you a couple of days ago, or like yesterday, and was like, the message is Lafayette Comedy, and was like, hey, I'm from Lafayette. How do I get booked? Or something.
Yeah,
and
but I mean, like, you're a comedian. How do you think you get booked?
Yeah, it's...
Here's my bio, short little thing. This is what I've done. Here's a video. Here's someone who can rec for me. And then that's how you do it.
Yeah.
But how do you get booked? Just come on in. That's fine.
When I think of the word delusion, what comes to mind often is a comic who maybe has been around for a while, but they're like disillusioned by how well they're doing. You know what I mean? Like everybody else sees that things aren't going well, or that, you know, they're struggling to write good jokes, but they don't seem to know.
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I hear disillusioned. Because I could think of some people out there like that.
Yeah, we'll tag them. No,
Put their Instagram handle
and it's just
right
also just like, you know, I don't know, just be realistic. You know, just because you have this product, you know, it's not going to sing you straight to the moon, because everyone would be doing it. You know, you've got to. There's the shortcuts, and it's usually the people that burn bridges, and they're constantly burning bridges, not just with comedians, but with rooms, with everything else, and it just makes it that much harder for the other people who have to come behind you, kind of pick up the pace.
There
anyway,
is no shortcut for getting good.
No.
I harped on this last episode. You cannot skip that part. You can't.
You just
There's no substitute for it. I mean, look, you can become famous on Instagram and sell tickets to a show, but you will burn out if you are not good. It will not last.
You see it with like actors, actresses, porn stars, wrestlers, you know, or
influencers.
The influencers, and like, oh, I've got this many following. They'll go and they'll sell out multiple shows, but then the crowd leaves, and like, that's the worst thing we've seen.
Yeah.
And then they never get to go back. So you take that little thing. I mean, I get hit up so many times and go like, so and so, he's got this many followers on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm like, where is the stand up? And there's no stand up.
It's all sketches.
But you want me to book you in this room, and then you come up here and you half-ass whatever you're gonna do. Maybe you do some little dance skits or whatever, or DJ or whatever, and then you leave a room disappointed. And then guess who gets the emails and the feedback and the reviews?
Yeah,
it comes back to this. So it's anyway.
And the truth is like, this is a generalized complaint, because we've actually seen. I've actually been surprised by some of the shows I've seen where I thought that it was going to end up like that.
Yeah,
I'll give you an example. Kerwin Claiborne.
I
had a great fucking time at that show.
That was
I thought this guy was just an Instagram comedian. And truth be told, his headlining set wasn't the best. He's not like the best comedian. His openers were awesome. Mm-hmm. I mean, we saw Smiley open for him.
Yeah.
The guy who hosted was great. I forgot his name, but Kerwin came up here and he respected the stage and he respected the art form, even though he hasn't been doing comedy for a very long time. He's like being respectful about what he's doing. So even though we're bitching about this, there are some people who are doing it the right way. Yeah. It's all about respect and how you treat the art form, how you treat the room, the venue, the people you're working with.
The first time he came, he was more of his characters. But I know he puts on a good show. And the second time I was watching, I was like, "Whoa,
it's different."
And it was, it was a great show. So, he's not in the people I'm talking about.
Right. But I just was thinking in my head, I was like, "There's an example of some of these people doing it the right way."
Yeah, absolutely. You know? All right, what's your hack watch?
My hack watch is comedian table etiquette. Pre-show etiquette.
Do explain.
All right, so this really this is a wide-ranging topic just about etiquette in general, but this really stems from one specific pet peeve that I have, which is running jokes by me right before a show, especially if we have no relationship like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll host an open mic, and a comedian that like I just barely talk to, like, I'm about to go on stage and start the show, and they're like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this tonight." I don't play that game. Like, there's people who are my friends who I've just been like, "No, I'm not listening to a bit of. I'm about to go on stage right now and do my shit. I'm not listening to a bit." I would go as far as to say, sitting down at the comedy table with the comedians before a show, is not that you shouldn't be workshopping bits there. If you have some friends that you have that kind of relationship with and you guys workshop bits together, that's different.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is a newer comedian who's nervous about what they're doing, so they're trying to run bits by other comedians. Comedians generally do not like that.
Also,
Again,
it's too late. Like, also,
Yeah.
I'm in my head trying to go over my own little bits.
Yeah.
My little joke nuggets. And then now I got yours in my head, so.
So, all right, so imagine best case scenario is you run the bit by me, I laugh and say that's good. Worst case scenario, I say that sucks. Now what are you going to do?
Yeah, now you're just, yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Here's the thing. If you believe in your joke, go up there and I'll see it eventually.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see it. If it's good, I'll see it. If it's not good, it'll get better or it won't. But yeah, so running jokes by people specifically is what kind of made me think of the pre-comedy show etiquette. But there's a lot more to that.
Yeah.
I find this isn't even so much a complaint as it is like I recognize this. A lot of newer comedians trying to fit in, may not feel comfortable. They sit down at that table, try to get some zingers in. It's like this. It's this weird thing where like you're trying to get to know some of these people, and you want to make them laugh. Be cool.
Yeah.
Be cool. If you think of something funny to say it. But don't put pressure on yourself to sit down at the table with comedians and throw heaters all the time, because it may not work, and you may push some of those comedians away.
Yeah. Then you're just the weirdo trying to run.
Yeah, I mean, look,
bits.
everybody, the comedy, the table, the comedian's table that's like a holy grail, right? Every scene has some version of that where, like, before a show, you've got comedians sitting down, chilling, cutting up. Those comedians don't always want to talk bits. They don't, they're chilling.
That's what the post show's for.
Exactly.
And that's the best,
Yeah.
We've got a booth at Cafe Cottage.
That's right, yeah.
And it's almost like our post-show comedy booth, and we fit 13 people in this thing.
That was crazy.
The night after, what was that?
Lisa Curry.
Oh, Lisa Curry, yeah. No.
Sean Patton?
I think it was after Sean Patton. Yeah, I think it was after Sean Patton, because Lisa Curry, we went to another thing. But yeah, after Sean Patton, and it's like we fit so many people in there, and it's like, oh, that's a good hang. We can hang out and do that. Then we can talk about your stupid jokes. Let's talk about your stupid things. Right, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, comedy etiquette, man. There's like, you got to respect the scene, you got to respect the venue, respect the producers, the hosts, and the other comedians.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Just be cool.
Be cool. And in group chats, too.
Yeah, that's another place people try to like get zingers in group chats, and it's like, hold your horses.
Some booted people producing. Big thanks to our sponsor, Gator Custom Graphics. They are a local full-service sign shop specializing in banners, wide printing formats, and vehicle graphics. From your custom business cards to your storefront, Gator has your sign and printer needs covered. Check them out at Gator Custom Graphics with an X.com, or check them out on Instagram, Gator Custom Graphics.
Hey, I want to give a big thanks to our sponsor, Ounce of Hope Aquaponic Cannabis Company. Ounce of Hope provides high-quality CBD and Delta-8 through an advanced aquaponic system for the utmost in quality products. They also gave me this hat because they know how much balding middle-aged men love hats. They also provided our huge Lafayette comedy banner.
Not balding.
Not who? You? You're lucky. Check them out at ounceofhope.com.
All right. Well, that was Hack Watch. Now let's go to Rex.
All right. You want me to kick us off with Rex?
Go for it.
My rec this week is the Adam Friedland Show.
Oh, he won't shut up about this.
I have not shut up about Nick Mullen for the past month. But what the Adam Friedland Show is, it's essentially the evolution of Cumtown. If you're a fan of Cumtown,
spelled C-O-M-E.
C-O-M-E Town. If you're a fan of Cumtown, this is like Adam and Nick growing up a little bit. It's not quite as edgy, but it's still just as funny. Nick still does crazy, zany characters. Adam's still gay. They do sketches up top. It's really turned into like a bigger production. They have high-quality cameras. They spent a ton of money to recreate their studio to look like the set of the Dick Cavett show.
Oh, my God.
So if you watch videos of, like, Dick Cavett interviewing Richard Pryor and shit like that, they're on what looks like the same set.
What can we do?
I know, right? And then, so they do, on the Adam Friedland Show YouTube channel, you can find the podcast that they do weekly, which is just mostly Adam and Nick talking, unless they have guests or something. They also do an interview where the Adam Friedland Show, which roughly weekly, every other week, they do an interview with somebody special. They have, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Who else did they have on there? The guy who owns Barstool, Dave Portnoy. Just a bunch of cool interviews like that with different people, and that's just Adam one-on-one, and they do some sketches. I just can't get enough of these guys. Once I've consumed all their content, I'm sure I'll shut up about it.
You won't.
But, like, these guys have a way of making you feel like you're a part of their, like, you're their friends. And I think that's what made them so popular with Come Town and things like that, and I see it. I see it, so that's my rec.
All right. My rec this week is Howard Hall's new album called Hall Pass. Howard used to be a Baton Rouge comedian, the best comedian in Louisiana.
No doubt.
I've said it.
Yeah.
Now he lives in Austin. A couple months ago, we recorded 2 shows at Silly Rabbit in Baton Rouge. We released one of those, and that dropped on January 6th. So that is out. He is killing it in Austin. I think he's doing some more. I think he has like a different type of special coming out. But Howard Hall Pass should be available on all major outlets, streaming to purchase, Amazon, iTunes, all that, Spotify, all that good stuff. Howard Hall Pass. That is my rec of this week.
I got a quick Howard Hall story.
All right, let's go for it.
I think it's pretty cool. I did a double weekend with Howard where we did 2 shows at Silly Rabbit. He sold out both of them. And he asked me to open for him, which is an incredible honor for me because I've looked up to Howard since I first started. And I think he had me doing about 15 minutes the first night, and I was super nervous. Honestly, because first time performing in an all-black room.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect. Don't know if my material is going to carry, I have no idea what to expect. My set was, and I could feel my nerves while I was on stage. My set was fine. I don't think anybody would have watched it and been like, this guy sucks or this guy bombed, but I felt off. And so I went home that night and I was like, I'm going to come back the next night and I'm going to tighten things up. I did about 15 minutes. I'm going to do 15 minutes, but I'm going to cut out some of these jokes, tighten things up. When I get there, I'm in the green room working on my set before the show, and Howard comes up to me, and he's like, I need you to do about 20-25 tonight. And I was like, actually, that's quite the opposite of what I was actually
hoping for a 10.
Yeah, I was kind of trimming things up. And he goes, and he looks at me and he told me one of the most important things that's ever been told to me in comedy, and I'll never forget this.
Stop eating carbs.
You too fat, man.
Sorry. Go ahead.
He looked at me and he said, you already have the gig. Why are you stressing? Like, you're here because I like you. Like, I booked you on this gig. Let's go fucking have fun. Oh. And so I put back in all the jokes that I took out, and I went in my notes and I added more shit to, like, even feel. I was like, they might like this. That's some silly shit I've done at open mics before. And, dude, I went up there a completely different person. Yeah. I was riffing. I was fucking with the people. And the jokes that did not work the night before worked. And honestly, it's all because Howard Hall told me to calm the fuck down. Yeah. And go do my shit and have fun.
I think that's a big thing we do. I know for like the big shows, it's like I'm so in my head. One, I want the headliner to, be happy with what I bring, but also the audience, and it's a psych battle. You psych yourself out. Yep. Every now and then I get comfortable where I'm like, all right, I know what I'm gonna do. Just go do it. You know, but. Still in my head, I'm like, especially if they're watching, I'm like, yeah.
Are they laughing at me?
Yeah, or with me. But yeah, Howard's great. So shout out to Howard on that.
That was Rex. Man, we got through this.
We're rolling, man.
We're already moving to dates.
Let's go to dates.
I'll start.
All right.
I'll start dates. I have them written down right here. January 19th, I will be at the East Austin Comedy Club. January 20th, I will be at the Kalahari Resort in Round Rock, Texas, performing at IkiCon.
I think I rode that at Disney.
It's an anime convention. I've been told that anime fans will be some of the greatest fans that I ever make. I've been told that by multiple comedians who do like anime circuits. So
that's crazy.
I might have a new fucking gig here.
Hey.
The same day, I got 2 other shows as well. I'm gonna be opening for Joey Z, who's doing a 1-man show at Fallout Theater.
Nice.
And I'm going to be at the Creek in the Cave doing the Filthy Show at midnight.
Yeah.
So the only other thing I got in January is I'm opening for Ariel Isaac Norman at OB's on January 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel is an absolutely amazing comedian. She's one of Louis C.K.'s openers. She's been through Lafayette a ton.
Yeah.
Great hang, great person. She's done Skank. She's a regular at Skank Fest. Great comedian. So if you're in Lake Charles, make sure to come out to that show.
Absolutely. And
What you
then
got?
the open mic.
Oh, yes. Every single Tuesday, I host an open mic. It's very important. If you want to see me bomb in front of 11 people and 35 of my peers every single week, then come to Artmosphere. Comics sign up by 8:30. Show starts around 8:45. Yeah, we're killing it, man. Artmosphere is great. Good show. Good show.
Yeah. They're doing some renovations, so.
Yeah, maybe we might get a ramp. Who knows?
All right, so let's see. This is coming out. So January 19th, we are back at Rally Cat Brewing in Baton Rouge. Wonderful people. They treat us so well. That's always a hot show. Tickets on sale now. On January 21st, which is a Sunday, I'll be doing Ghost Roast with Oof Comedy at Artmosphere. I'll be Kenny Rogers, waiting for all my stuff to come in, and I got to write jokes for that. January 24th, you can see me and Tyler at a brand new show, Adopted Dog Brewing on Dulles. I forget what I called it. Something.
Hair of the Dog.
Hair of the Dog, yeah, from my own stupid joke. Anyway, Hair of the Dog at Adopted Dog Brewing. They'll close down the brewery. It's going to be only ticketed people. You can sit inside or out. There's food, amazing food, great beer. Come on out for that. January 25th, which is a Thursday, the next night, Laurie Kilmartin at the ACA. We brought back the Comedy Club series at the ACA. We got Laurie Kilmartin. We got Paula Poundstone coming up in March. We got Emo Phillips in June. And we got Dolce Sloan in October. So kicking that up, we may throw another one in there. Something always comes up. But January 25th, Laurie Kilmartin. And January 27th, you can see me and Tyler again as I bring Stone versus Drunk versus Sober. First time to the Station in Baton Rouge. Station, home of the longest Wednesday open mic other than New Orleans.
Yeah, probably.
But this will be the first time Stone versus Drunk will be there. So tickets, everything at LafayetteComedy.com. And then, of course, every Thursday, me and Maggie Shipley co-host Comedy at Legends Pub. Love Legends. Great bar.
Great open mic too.
Great bar for comedy. And I think we may take off the 25th because me and Maggie's going to be in that Laurie Kilmartin show. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's it. Where can they find you, Tyler?
At the Tyler A on all socials. If you go to thetylara.com, that'll take you to my link tree. I do have a website that's in the works. I said it was going to be out at the beginning of the year. I was wrong. Not my fault.
You hear that? That's the sound of Patreon members unsubscribing.
So right now, thetylara.com is just redirecting you to my link tree, but stay tuned.
Yeah.
One day I'll have a website up.
And I'm at the JP Leonard on everything, JP Leonard, thejpleonard.com. And my parent company is LafayetteComedy.com. Also, we put out a new sponsor package. We have sponsorships for you can sponsor the shows here. You get free tickets to the shows and social media shout outs. And then we also have a podcast package. If you want to be a sponsor on this show, like Ounce of Hope and Gator Custom Graphics, just reach out to us. Lots of stuff coming up. Next episode, we're going to have Sean Patton will be his...
Sean Patton.
Sean Patton. We got Lisa Kerr. We got so many coming up. Thank you very much for following us. Go to Lafayette Comedy's YouTube page, subscribe, please, so we can get more audience out there. Follow us on the TikToks.
Yeah, leave us comments saying how fat we are.
Yeah, just get in line. Maybe buffering. Facebook, Instagram, a little on Threads and X, but Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, that is the place to be. We love you all.
And don't forget, we're dying down here.
We are dying. Tyler's dying of a headache. All right, that's it.
Cheers.